both teams start in their respective warp gates. We've got the Alpha and the Omega teams color-coded in red and blue respectively. Rules are no construction, no Colossus, and no Bastions. That is massive. That are crossing the road. My god, this is a slaughterhouse. It's not enough.
And welcome back, everyone. We're here live in the match. Only 9 minutes left before the actual game starts. It seems like both teams have about full teams. A few people still missing, but I'm sure they're gonna come in. What do you think is gonna be the opening strat, Apollo? Are they gonna be massive air pull or some armor play or just a bit mix of everything?
I think we might see a bit of a game of cat and mouse on the first middle bases. You know, lots of air pulls seems to be the meta, right? And they're going to really try and whittle down whoever each other's air team is, try and expend as many nanites as possible. Somebody might choose a base to fast cap or slow down the capture of and work from there and force a team into a situation that they don't like, right? Because a lot of these good matches are determined by who can control Granite Head Reactor, but also the other middle bases that begin off as neutral. It's a lot of momentum swings going on that we'll keep track of.
Yeah, the middle bases cap really quick as well. If you have all 3 points, it's just a 2-minute cap. So if you can already get like a minute in just by like a small group of people, that's huge. Because it just saves you so much time. I think the middle base is the most fought for right now so far we've seen in all the games. Granite Head Reactor. Then just after that, Bitter Gorge. And then Satcom is always the one I feel a bit left behind. But it also makes sense because Satcom is actually the only middle base with only 2 connections.
Correct, yeah. A lot of times it can be skipped, and even you can get a back cap on secure substation or hydroponics compound, and all of a sudden you can't flip points back at Air's Satcom hubs. That's very dangerous. It having 3 different points vertically, it's very easy to slow down.
Yeah, because it is easy to just like, it's one thing that is a bit overlooked though sometimes is the air terminal, but I don't know how strong that actually is to have the air spawns there for the teams. It means you can pull faster air, but I think it's more gonna matter if you can actually pull the nanites and then pull a little bit closer.
Yeah, you definitely see more teams opting for the double pulls at the warp gate to at least start the match, which is when that base would get captured most matches.
Yeah, I think double pulling became, for every, I would say, more top team is a standard thing nowadays. In the beginning it was a bit less. You saw it a little bit less, but now it just makes sense. If you don't double pull, even if you're gonna spawn a Sunday, you can still have a double pull because it's just 3 nanites. Because in the 20 minutes that you are on Nexus, those nanites regenerate. So you basically have 2 vehicles for free, 2 ESFs for free, and if you don't do that as a team, you're just already behind in the nanite fight. I wonder if we're gonna see any pre-anvils this match, because a lot of teams, what they're doing right now, I saw, is either on Slate Canyon or Argent Pass on the road to get the Sundies in early. They anvil in the Sundies and then quickly take them so they can be quicker on points. Do you think
Yeah,
it's
you definitely
worth
see that.
doing that, or is it too risky?
In some areas, it can be worth doing, right? It depends. It's always fun to see where people are placing their anvils because they have to get sneakier and sneakier about them. But I think also we'll probably see a steel rain, perhaps one or two. Usually people like to do that on Granite Head to get control of that terminal as quickly as possible, or the the opposite is to just destroy it so that the other team can't control it no matter what. So you see that at Granite Head, and you also see it at Bitter Gorge quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the vehicle terminals in the middle bases just provide you with so much control over the base. If you have that, you have a decent chance of getting the base. If you control the vehicle terminal at Granite Head, it just gives you the ability to put like 4 or 5 Sunnies out instantly on that base, even put a few tanks. I think it's one of the strongest things out there. But it is also very easily destroyed. You just need a few guys with just a few C4s and your whole plant is in ruins basically. If you just believe on getting the vehicle terminal. Do you think there's actually an advantage of what side you come on from? Speaking in terms
I
of
don't
Granite
think
Head?
so. I think let's see. I'm trying to think again. I believe that one of the either hydroponics compound or Nexus secure substations a bit easier to drive Sundays that people can hop onto the walls from. And so I feel like if you're the side that would be attacking that, it might be a slight advantage. But
Mm-hmm.
this map is pretty well balanced in terms of how long it takes to drive places and just the general mirroring of things, right? I would say the big difference is how long does it take to drive armor into Granite Head Reactor if that's your goal. I think it's a little faster from the Omega Northern Warp Gate, and then also the mountain ranges where air tends to congregate. Um, I think Omega or I think Alpha Warp Gate has the advantage there. It's more closer to the center of those mountain ranges.
Yeah, I think there's
Big.
also a decent color advantage. For sure, if you're used to playing NC and you start on the blue side and your enemies are red, I think it mentally is a bit easier to fight. But the issue you have then is that a lot of times it just breaks your platoon when you join Nexus. And on
Very
the red
true.
side, everything is red. So if you're used to playing as your enemies red, like I do personally, it can be a little bit confusing because everything you want to shoot is now your friend.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I
But
play as VS, so it's shoot everything.
it doesn't matter what color it is, as long as it's not
Just like
purple.
live,
Of course.
friendlies, enemies, who cares?
As long as you're getting the top kills, that's the most important part.
Exactly.
So with 2 minutes left in the game, left or of course left to start, I think both teams are full right now. 48 versus 48. Vehicles should be pre-pulled. No anvils are placed yet. And actually the first one, as we say, are coming down in the middle. It seems that they're all small ones though. I've been seeing these small ones being used just to distract the enemy. Or actually
I
as
think it's the
well.
block placement of other anvils. So this is an interesting tactic that I know VCATS has used at least one at a time, where you're essentially, you know that they're going to have to pull anvils right about now or in the
Mm-hmm.
next minute, right? They last for 2 minutes, and they want these light anvils just to last until they can prevent them from getting a good spawn.
Yeah, I
They're
also
going to keep
saw
on
them
dropping these.
being used to block for roads basically. So they basically block
Yep.
a road off with anvils just to win time on the enemy. Because it,
And also, if they can prevent them from getting a good anvil spot until the beginning of the match, maybe the air can spot it coming down and shoot it down before it gets pulled. So it's another consideration.
yeah, if you have full air control, it's pretty easy to shoot them down. But if you're actual in a fight, yeah, still light anvils, so still just they craft in 1 second. I'm gonna go over to the recursion side real, sorry, yeah, the recursion side real quick and see what they have in their warp gate ready for us. It seems a lot of reavers have been pulled.
So I see a heavy anvil go down on the triple stack seat point of Granite Head Reactor. That's for recursion. I also see one light anvil come down between Bitter Gorge and Granite Head as well. So they
Yeah,
haven't run into too many problems, it seems like,
it's always a scary
with the
thing.
light anvil play.
Yeah, I see a few medium ones as well being pulled, and these could be used as well,
Could be
though.
Sky Guards for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is something that I know we pioneered the first week in Nexus last year, and it was interesting to watch. Another one,
yeah, and a
an interesting location.
steel rain directly coming down as well.
Here comes an orbital strike that's going to destroy the terminal as well as potentially that heavy anvil.
Yeah. I don't think the terminal
Anvil
is
stays
destroyed.
Everything stays up. Steel rain does come down. Might have killed the maxes that were trying to come
Yeah,
down.
GOBS is already on this vehicle terminal and hacking with the steel rain just because it was so fast. The airfight...
Recursion's the one hacking.
Oh yeah, sorry,
it looks like.
recursion. Sorry, my bad. But both teams are in the air right now. A big air battle going on.
Yeah, it looks like the Reavers have just absolutely swarmed. So I'm not sure. Recursion has opted to set up logistics on Granite Head and probably some of the other bases too. I see a Sunday at Gorge as well. It does mean that they're going to have to point hold for quite some time. Looks like they're trying to get medium anvils up again on this ice sheet here.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are double pulling their reavers. So GOBS is pulling in the new reavers already and trying to push recursion back.
You could see it's kind of cat and mouse. They're kind of okay. Now the recursion reavers are coming across their mountain range. They were sort of regrouping, which is smart. And you can see the goblins reavers are doing a very good job of maintaining their own airspace, own rep gals for them.
Yeah,
all bunched up
the
together.
recursion reptiles are very forward though.
Yeah, it's very forward. They're all the way up to the other mountain range at one point.
Yeah, basically sitting above Bitter Gorge. Granite Head Reactor is gonna become a close fight soon. With only, I think, 1 minute 25 left on the point.
Recursion has used a lot of anvils at this point. They are just trying to get up the Skyguard, it looks like, to no avail. I don't think they'll be able to.
Yeah, I think they're using the galaxies to try to cover for the Skyguards, basically. But it seems that they're not able to pull them out.
So we got a fast cap going on at Granite Head. We have a slow cap going on at Bitter Gorge, and nobody's touched Airzak Satcom Hub. This is pretty typical of two really good teams going after it, when each one thinks they have a shot at the air battle.
Yeah, I think you invest so much into the air battle, you sometimes need to look out that you're not behind on points. With only 30 seconds left in the middle base, the air battle doesn't really matter if you lose a point for free, basically. Seems like GOBS is dropping in though right now as we speak. On C point.
TJ does drop down. He takes one, but he does die. There is a cloak bus on that triple stack, the same anvil. It's the only bus up for recursion currently. Here comes the goblins, galaxies. One does get on a point.
Yeah, with 16 seconds left, the A point seems always a bit undersecured. And they're
8.4 people.
yeah. The Sunny is down. Cops
That's
dropped
gonna
with
get
a
tons of time.
huge
Yep. That
crew.
8-point flip was plenty to steal this capture. So they wipe everybody just like that, and they're going to steal B and C and this full capture.
Yeah, they use the repair gals just to transport every squad here. Seems like they're here with at least like 2 squads minimum. And I would
The
say,
question is, does Goblins get here soon enough, load back up in those gals, and drop Bitter Gorge as well? I think they certainly can do it.
yeah,
30 seconds
one
left
gal
here.
is already moving to Better Gorge, so we're gonna follow him. See if he gets to
Yep.
it. He hit a few rocks.
That's a recursion gal, it looks like, and Valk. So smartly, they're going to try and secure the space. Here comes one galaxy.
Oh, they
person
fully
drops,
dropped on Bravo, it seems like. And Recursion is trying to
Vanguards
counter drop,
and
but
a
I don't
Sundy
think it's
go
enough.
down to that orbital. Another Sundy goes down. Great orbital usage right there. They are able to flip B point. This is excellent work.
Yeah, but they need to drop on another point to actually make it work.
They're rushing in from to go take C, but it's not in time. So Recursion does get a base against Goblins.
Yeah, but Goblins is already on Nexus Secure, and that is putting you in the defensive. By this, if GOB wants, they can basically get the SATCOM for free right now. Because
There's a Recursion beacon at Slate Canyon Hold. And there's only 1 point flipped at Bitter Gorge, so they could get their own little back cap going.
yeah, I think
But
you.
the beacon already gets... No, it's still up.
Yeah,
Or it's glitched. It was
GOB's
just
here
glitched.
with at least a squad, probably a little bit more than that. They don't have that much in terms of spawns though, but they have a galaxy above, it seems. But
And this is the play here. There's one person flipping all the points at Airzac Satcom. They cannot do anything as long as Nexus Secure stays back capped. This will go free for Goblins.
yeah, it's basically a free cap, and it just gives you so much room to play with, because then you can always attack the home, like the Nexus Secure, because you have 2 connections to it. And they got set up pretty strong on the big stairs with 2 maxes. Nobody on point though. What is interesting, because I think you need a few people on point as well, ideally.
It's also interesting. The Goblins, the lone infantry soldier decide not to cap all 3 points. I wonder why. That's actually going to slow cap, which is in Recursion's favor.
Yeah, it seems like he's worked on it, but Recursion has one guy basically defending the C point. Just to make it a little bit harder.
I can see that Recursion's keeping spawns up over Granite Head. Yes, and they have begun a recapture on the center base after resecuring Bitter Gorge.
Yeah,
They do have quite logistics. A lot of logistics are up. It's going to be tough for them, though.
they're taking a gamble here though by not going to defend their home base and going for the middle base instead. Because cops can just say, okay, you get Granite Head, we get Satcom and Nexus Secure Substation. It's basically a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, I don't hate it because fighting them on Airzac would require resecuring a base that they've already dedicated a point hold to, as well as the fact that I do not believe... it looks like they've won the air. Recursion has. Their gals are able to stand uncontested, but their air is still engaged.
Yeah, it seems like Recursion pushed up to their mountain ridge. What is always a strong thing. If you can keep the enemy on their mountain ridge, you basically have free air control.
Big blunder by, well, let's see, they were able to repair the terminal. 2 squads come out, 2 Sundies come out of the spawn, and one of them's going to set up by the powerhouse B point. That's going to be very hard to capture.
And
now
seems
for
like Recursion is actually gonna try to go for Nexus Secure. Though it's a 50-50, I don't see them running in as we speak. They have the galaxies above. But they're all on small, getting slaughtered by a max.
Yeah, I think Recursion definitely had to. They made a call to protect their home. It looks like.
Yeah, they have the people on the A point, so they should get this back, but they're doing it with a huge overpop. With only 20 seconds left on the clock. But the max is still alive for GOBs, doing a massive amount of work actually. This one max put so much time on the clock. But it's not enough.
Some meta work going out on point. This is far from over.
Yeah, Nexus Secure seems to be saved. In the meantime, GOBs got SATCOM for free basically. And Granite Head Reactor is sticking in the
Quite
favor
the
as well.
opposite. They're flipping point back on Nexus Secure. Those GOBs medics are going to work.
Yeah, GOBs drop back in.
I think it's they usually have a Cloak Sunny on the wall here. That might have gone unnoticed.
And now it's
Looks
only
like a
26 seconds left. I don't see Recursion being able to get back into this point. There's no way. They don't have the maxes. They don't have the... They have the Galaxy up top though, but in 13 seconds, they're not gonna breach this hold.
One beacon, 2 gals, one's unmanned. Recursion has taken out some of the beacons. Not enough though.
Yeah, and right now, they're not on the backup though. There's nobody yet in Nexus Alpha. I think the best way for Recursion to go for this is try to get Granite Head reactors first, and then try to resecure substation.
Yep, no spawn set up either on Nexus Alpha. The Goblins is happy to leave Bitter Gorge and maintain 6 points here.
I think they went a little bit for an air pool because I see a decent amount of Reavers in the air, but I don't think it's enough.
I think one of the stories of the match so far, though, is, I mean, Recursion Air has been really impressive. I mean, these galaxies have just been able to waltz around the map as they feel fit. I see like double pulls of Skyguards on the ice sheets that just get to stay up all match. So it has allowed them to keep pressure on Granite Head Reactor.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if that's going to lead to a cap, right? But, you know, if your goal is to keep the match close and have a lot of points, and you know, still potentially lose, I think they're doing a fine job here.
Yeah, because right now they're still fighting, you know. It's not that they're full defensive mode. Nobody's on Nexus Alpha. I'm kind of missing seeing the backup at Slate Canyon, you know. At least put a guy there to just flip that point and get like 30 seconds on it, so somebody has to come and defend it.
Let's take a look at top revives here. So Recursion revives totals 194 or 120, Goblins 197. And you can see, I mean, some people are already approaching 30 on the Goblin side.
Yeah, those medics are putting in
a
work.
big difference maker here.
And kill-wise, it's actually surprised how much Recursion is in front.
Even.
Actually, I would say.
Oh yeah, kill-wise total. Kill leaderboard's pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
Around 25.
But yeah, that maybe has to do with the air gameplay, because yeah, their Recursion is leading. But I think they maybe just have more people in infantry GOBs. And they're getting back the points though. And there's already kept going at Nexus Alpha. Recursion is gonna need to react to this one though.
This is pretty reminiscent of the finals match last year, where I feel like Recursion got caught up trying to recapture Granite Head Reactor. And it seems like Goblins just sort of, they left, they come back, they leave and they come back on Granite Head. and it just helps them whittle away Nexus Alpha with not too much investment. But we do see a lot of goblins pushing to the triple stack here. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I'm on Nexus Alpha right now, and seems like Recursion pulled in the numbers to clear them out with a 60% overpop. This is basically just a minute again here, basically, or freeing up for Nexus Secure.
Yeah, I think Goblins does not like the play from Recursion to maintain at least 3 bases. They're trying to clean up this Granite Head reactor capture, and they're doing so with ease, and they have some people on Bitter Gorge to try and stall that as well, or limit them down to 2 lattice lanes.
Yeah, with only 10 seconds to go, I don't think they can redrop their people from the Nexus Secure to this base.
They can flash B point, but not with enough people.
Yeah, Slate Canyon is going forward though. So it would be interesting to see if Recursion actually can try to push that lane. And GOB's got very confident Granite Head Reactor. Yeah, GOB's the Vanguard now and then just like makes a difference just to destroy these Sundays.
Like what Recursion's done here, they've gotten a slight back half on Nexus Secure. You can see though the Goblins, the Recursion Air has kind of flexed into infantry a little bit, so now the Goblins Air is starting to take the advantage. The air battle is very quiet, so we might see some air to ground at some point.
Yeah, I think Recursion realized we maybe have air control, but we're losing all the points everywhere, so we need to switch some more people into an infantry. But there wasn't that much air to ground going on as well. It seems like Recursion is gonna hold the space though, Bitter Gorge, but I'm not too sure. They're also Nexus Secure a 50-50 going on as we speak.
I think one thing I'd like to see from this Recursion Air is destroying the Goblins' beacons. I feel like too often their beacons are allowed to stay alive. I've seen some good plays on them.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them just switch to hybrids as well now. Trying to provide more air to ground for air. And it's actually doing a lot of work, I would say. Just if you can already get rid of the shield of your enemy, they can just not get on the point safely, you know? They're all just hiding in the triple right now of GOBs. And the point is getting capped by Recursion.
It's not too bad of a hold. I mean, I think Goblins needs to bring some overpop here. They've been able to stabilize.
Yeah, this is a bit of a reservoir going on here at C point inside. Still can go both ways, to be honest. But it seems like Recursion is pulling out on top though.
Yeah, but it's low pop, so they might just be toying with their food as they try and snag Bitter Gorge, which is also quite a fight. So I'm gonna go head over there.
Yeah, I am at Bitter Gorge right now, and C point is just resecured fully by Recursion. Though there's still a few GOBs guys on the point itself. Seems like Recursion is in control of the triple.
I wonder if the play is to bide their time, Recursion, and try and get a 5-4 advantage by the end of the 45 minutes, because that would kind of be what I would be playing for if I was their FC.
Yeah, the battle base is capped so quickly, so it can turn around very fast without you actually realizing it. You just need 2 of the middle bases and your home base, of course, to win. It seems like Recursion is investing a lot to get Nexus Secure back. But I think that's the right
I would
move.
think they would all in this here, both teams.
Yeah, GOB's going for a massive
a
door
big...
1 push.
I expect, yes. If you rotate the door 2,
Yeah, on point,
Yeah,
there's
that
not
could be
many
better.
people, and the max just doesn't have an NG of recursion.
Here comes the goblins push from doors 2 and 3.
Yeah, they're just running on point. And a lot of recursion is still up on the big stairs, but they're just useless there right now.
Menace goes down to 2 archer NGs.
Yeah, I just see a lot of matches of recursion not just
Still
not having
alive, I mean.
NGs.
Yeah, the nanite usage is gonna potentially come to bite him in the butt later on, but I mean, goblins did not bring enough infantry to push recursion off here. They do have a Sunday, but Oliv is already on it and it's dead. And they're stuck outside Dubs. It's just a total firing squad.
Yeah, Dubs is a really hard point to push because you have actually, it's not on the floor, so you can't really run in for clearly. But Granite Hat Reactor is also going, what is interesting, and Bitter Gourd as well. They're doing a bit of a trade there. Or GOB's massively dropped
Here we
again, I
go,
see.
big full squad deploy on door 3. And they do take point back. They are a little thin, but the door 1 push complements them nicely. This is excellent.
Yeah, I think
Door 4 recursion does come out. They are wiping them, but the revive grenades are coming out for both teams.
yeah, it was nice to see that push on door 1 as well, but I don't think they're thick enough on point itself. It's all about
Oh,
good
it's
resonates
brutal.
now.
Brutal resnade. Brings all the goblins back up.
Yeah, I think
And
that
I don't know if they can push them off.
I think those few resonates saved it, but the medics are gonna run low on resonates now as well.
We got to bookmark that. That last 30 seconds there was absolutely huge for goblins to potentially secure the match. I mean, they've been able. We got to check out Granite Head now. 35 seconds left on that. Bitter
Yeah,
Gorge is half capped as well.
I fully understand if recursion says, oh, let's go for the middle base and then come back, you know? Because they have the time to do that. With 25 seconds left, I think they made that decision to say, yo, we're gonna take the middle base and then we can go back for our home base.
Yeah, but you know, once again, they're able to stall A point, which is huge.
Yeah, aim point is not an easy point to defend as well. Ideally, you have some harassers in
Menace.
there.
Yeah, both these guys are low health, but they're able to secure it, and they buy an extra 30 seconds for their team,
Yeah,
which is plenty of time.
yeah, it seems like the setup on B is pretty decent though.
Here they come, door 3. They were able to get the Sunday in the ice tunnel, looks like.
Yeah, only 15
No
seconds
Sunday.
left.
Push.
Recursion
Here
seems
comes a
good
nice
enough.
4-4 push.
Yeah, I would say a nice
Excellent
cap.
cap.
Yeah, very nice cap.
Goes to show it's a different recursion team, right? I mean, last year, no question, they would not have been able to do that.
And right
And
now,
especially with the regrouped air team that they have. I mean, they're just able to go around the map super quickly.
what we're seeing as well is they're not really behind the base as much, and that's what matters in the end. They could still get back on Nexus Secure. They have options with this because Granite Head gives them options to push Nexus Secure, but also to push Hydroponics Compound.
Now, if I was recursion, I would have had somebody at the ready to back cap on hydroponics compound. Now that 2 points have flipped for Granite Head, they can't switch that. You see 4 people have deployed there, but it's too late. They need to recapture either A or B in order to get that cap started and save.
Yeah,
Granite Head
that is
from
what
back
they're
cap.
doing right now because GOBS is set up on the big stairs and not on the actual B point. It seems like Recursion is actually flipping the point as we speak, and they're also getting wiped right now, GOBS upstairs.
Yep, goblins did not. They didn't jump down. They didn't get B point, so this is gonna flip in favor of recursion. I mean, this could be huge. We see a very small fight and Nexus Secure. I'm gonna go over there. Maybe if you want to take a look at hydroponics compound.
I think
that should start
just
heating
in
up.
general, a very good play. Everywhere backups. Hydroponics Compound, Slate Canyon, and Nexus Secure. I think very nice play by whoever is the PL to attack all sides if possible.
I can't stress how important the recursion air is in this match. I mean, not just the logistics being able to set up at any given base, but I mean, Goblins really doesn't have an answer to capturing Bitter Gorge. It was huge that recursion was able to get that off the bat because against good teams, I mean, depending on who you are, I mean, it's just so hard to take that base against any good team. So it just gives them so much to work with on these two lattice lanes.
Yeah, Recursion is getting wiped here right now. There's just one max alive and a few guys, but they got a minute on the clock. What they can use to play around with, basically. So yeah, Cops basically kicked them out of hydroponics.
Gotcha. Yeah, 36 seconds left on Nexus Secure. This would be a huge get. You're going to see a lot of air and beacons come out for Goblins here in a second, trying to save this base. I mean, this is the advantage in the match here.
Yeah, because then it means like, with only 20 minutes left, so there's still a while to play actually around this. Recursion will be in the lead. They have set up a lot of maxes. Very nice shields being placed as well.
Everybody's going to start pushing in. There's maxes on every single door.
But yeah,
people dumping their reavers. Who cares about them? Get the beacon up and drop.
it is too late
And
though.
it's just a couple seconds late. I mean, I really think they can flip this pretty quickly. I wonder, nobody at Arzak Satcom though. I just think they can't afford to give up any of the bodies. But you gotta feel that Goblins. This is the first time we have seen Goblins on the back foot here.
Yeah, I think we're surprised for how well Recursion has played, being a little bit on the back foot after losing the middle base and Nexus Secure, but they made a really nice comeback with capturing back a Granite Hat and then getting their Secure back.
Check out Arzak Satcom Hub, completely quiet, no logistics being set up, it looks like, which I find a little interesting.
Yeah, it seems like they're on Bitter Gorge right now, but also Hydroponics Compound is flipping.
I do like the counterplay on Bitter Gorge. Finally try and get that going. I'm not sure if, you know, the air dominance could hold up for Recursion here and be a problem for Goblins. But it is only a 2-minute capture, the longer they can hold these 3 points.
Yeah.
Already, though, 8 point is flipping.
And in the
As well
meantime,
as
there's pressure being put on the back foot as well, so we will see if they can actually pull off a little trade. But it's pretty even now. It's 50-50 actually around the points.
Recursion swoops in, kicks them out of Gorge, says, "Nuh-uh, no way. This is our match now." And they're going to put some more pressure onto Arzak.
Yeah, Hydroponics
little
is
bit,
getting
then
cleared though
mostly-
right now. As Cops is pushing in and there's not many Recursion left.
It's interesting. I think we're witnessing both teams kind of become a little bit nanite starved here midway through the match. I mean, they're having a hard time pulling any vehicles other than Vanguards from their dedicated armor teams and Reavers. But Thundies, Deliver Ants, Anvils are all kind of spent or getting killed.
Yeah, I think these matches are really heavy on the nanites.
One heavy anvil does get destroyed. Recursion heavy anvil on hydroponics. Brutal. You got to place that somewhere a bit safer, in my opinion.
But
Recursion
yeah,
back on the point here. Very low pop.
yeah, it's like if you win these little fights, if your 6-man can win versus their 6-man, it's huge because then you need to pull in 6 more basically.
Exactly. And you can see all these little bases here. I mean, they're 1 to 12s almost everywhere, which is awesome to see. Except for this 12 to 24 here at Hydroponics.
Yeah, Hydroponics is I think the fight to follow right now. As GOBS is trying to get in double, but they're having a really rough time. And I think a little bit of air to ground would do a huge way right now for Recursion if they would have it. Because they're all stuck outside.
I think they've already pulled a little bit of air to ground. Combo loadouts at least with Pelter rocket pods. And you see, I mean, the kill differential, it's about 1.4 recursion kills for every goblin one. I mean, it's affecting this match heavily.
Yeah, I think they're just winning the infantry fights, and if you win the infantry fight, you can do a lot. So yeah, I would say right now, surprisingly, recursion is the favorite at this time in the match.
Oh, I think it's gonna take a lot for goblins to resecure. It looks like they might be winning the Bitter Gorge fight, that's a little tenuous. But
Yeah,
if they can get Slate Canyon as well as Hydroponics Compound,
yeah. GOB set up a
I
really important defensive Sunday here at Hydroponics Compound. At door 3 basically. On the road, but
yeah,
will help them a lot to clear the points.
here comes goblins though. They're pushing into the hydroponics now. I like this play. Make them invest the time, the effort, and then push in with overpop 55 to 43. And that is a wrap on hydroponics.
Yeah, they seem to be
Couple
cleared
beacons are
out.
coming out, but it's gonna be tough.
Bitter Gorge though is still in play for both teams.
Let's see. Slate Canyon, did that get cleaned up? No, it did not. 1 minute 28. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Goblins is coming around with their vanguards to destroy any Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over to Slate Canyon because actually it seems like they have a good setup up in there. They're moving the last maxes into point. I think it's gonna be hard to pull them off point here because they have the maxes only 1 minute left. And
I
GOBS
can
is
just see
nowhere to
these
be seen
vanguards.
yet.
These vanguards are just fighting each other in this little tunnel.
Yeah, the air
Oh my
battle is
goodness.
going on though, through the caves. GOB just landed though.
Yeah, there's a few goblins up above. Around the point. That's gonna be interesting. They could really they could hold this off, this Slate Canyon, which would be huge.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left. I think,
Very few people though. I think they can definitely take this point. Yep, there you go.
yeah, just the one max just doing his best. He's gonna go down quickly.
Let's see, and that beacon does not actually exist. Yeah, so that's a bit of a misplay because cut off territories, even if, Goblins was able to get Bitter Gorge, they would still have a point at Slate Canyon. I don't hate it because there's still plenty of time left in the match for Goblins to retake it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the play to try and keep Bitter Gorge as well. Looks like Goblins is all-inning this base to try and get the 5-4 advantage here. But no, the Recursion responds right back. And they even drop an
Yeah,
Orbital Strike.
I think they're also back on hydroponics, so they're playing between Slate Cannon and hydroponics, trying to get both caps going at all time. It would be nice to see a Satcom flip going for them as well. But Bitter Gorge is where the actual fight is at right now.
Yep, got to give props to Goblins. I mean, their ability to get around the map still, despite seemingly abandoning the air. I think I see like 5-6 pilots for Goblins, and that's it. Just trying to engage their other pilots to prevent air to ground, but still able to get around the map is quite impressive. I know that can be extremely tough.
Yeah, but seems like Recursion actually have a lot of people switch to air to ground right now, what makes life a lot harder for GOBS. Because they have the population pop, but they're not getting the points as quickly and also I think as they want.
Well, they have A and C here. I think Bitter Gorge is going to be a huge base for whether or not Goblins can capture it. They're going to try and get it before 2 minutes goes by so they can respond to Hydroponics Compound and flip the match in their favor.
Yeah, if they can get Bitter Gorge, because the third point is also flipping now. Then it's a quick cap, then we're only talking like 30 seconds, and they should actually have it.
Oh, they flash C. But they do capture B, that's very good. Recursion has to try and flash one of these points as quickly as they can.
Yeah, because they're losing a lot of time because it's not fully capped. And I think GOBS has
Yep.
the space though. As it looks right now, our recursion needs to quickly drop on 2 points. What I don't see happening at this time.
Nope. Doesn't look like it.
One is flipping A though.
One is flipping A. Two guys are flipping A. That's pretty big. Because you see people dropping on B, they're gonna start flipping that as well. Beacon does go up. This is huge.
I think it's actually savable right now for recursion with the last second drop on B. And the few people that flipped A, like that 1-2 guys, made a difference there.
Bitter Gorge, baby. It's a nightmare to try and capture the space, I tell you.
Yeah, maybe
But
interesting.
they're gonna keep on. It's gonna be all in here. They're gonna give up hydroponics compound. Look, no goblins at hydroponics compound, and they even got the fast cap going at Arzak Satcom. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's maybe gonna be interesting while both caps are going to see the top kills once and the top revives, if possible. So we can see who's carrying both these teams to victory.
8 point is getting flipped. They're gonna be able to flip it back in their favor. Ooh, but the goblins are getting pincered on all sides, it looks like. Yes, so 8 point is gonna go in favor of recursion for the time being. B point back in favor of goblins.
Yeah, so
This is just playing on the back foot is really tough. They do get a good counter push on B as well.
yeah, I'm gonna move over really quick to hydroponics. Maybe I'm gonna be in time to actually see that cap happen. It's only 10 seconds left
I like
on the
to
clock.
put 6 people. They did big drops there as well.
Seems like recursion has this point now.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna trade. Man, it's just the margins are razor thin at all these bases. I mean, you really trusted your 6, 12, 18 guys to get the job done in these close fights, right? So, I mean, Bitter Gorge might actually go through for Goblins because Recursion has made the bet to go ahead and capture Hydroponics Compound and also try and capture Arzak Satcom Hub
Yeah, the thing
to
is,
move the advantage to 6-3.
the thing is with getting hydroponics compound, it gives them for sure satcom, you know. So they basically trade a 2-for-1 base, what is not a bad trade. And if
Exactly.
if they can save Bitter Gorge, it would be a total win, I think, for them.
And they are, as we speak, they're capturing A point as well. I don't believe there's any beacons up for Goblins. They just have one Sunday. It's not even deployed yet.
Yeah, GOBS has a few vanguards, so 3 of them, so they should be able to deal with enemy spawns. And they also seems to have pulled the Air Force back into this. So it seems they did a bit of a repull of vehicles. But on the point, it seems...
7-2. 7-2 advantage. I mean, they have no other choice but to at least try and finish this Bitter Gorge cap, but I really don't think they can at this point.
Yeah, and they're just
And
losing a
even if
lot
they
of
do,
time.
they're gonna run out of time. They will have more points than Recursion. They did score 284 to Recursion's 216, so that'll be interesting to see how next week's matchups end up. But this is just crazy.
Yeah, I think people like Recursion was looking a bit rough in the start, you know, for sure when they lost the Nexus Secure, but if you look at them now, they did a really strong comeback. And it seems like Bitter Gorge is not secure, but having 2 points is just gonna cost them so much time.
It's already done because they'd have to splinter off and capture 2 more bases, which is Granite Head as well as Argent Pass. Argent Pass being the easier of the 2, honestly. But it's not enough time at this point. Recursion at the very least can hold 1 point and draw this out.
Yeah, I think both teams are using maximum use of their reavers and their tanks, Sundays. But the thing is, Recursion can just run from the spawn room. They don't need any Sundays up. We'll see. Hydroponics has a little cap back going for GOBs at least. That is nice to see for them.
Gonna check out the top kills real quick for Recursion. Zyros with 81 from EU, Silkosh 78, Kingpin 69, and Dimsung with 66. We see on Goblin side Empowered, Clone Kano, Tilted Straight, and Synovia 60, 58, 57, and 50. So sizable kill gap among the leaderboards. No big surprise there, given how this match has played out. Revives, obviously. Surprisingly, I think the gap is actually smaller than you would expect, given the gap in kills here. Only about 150 in favor of Goblins. So, you know, obviously, I think the medic play too, as well as the air play on the Recursion side has improved a lot since last year.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see that Goblins is actually getting the more revives. But it makes a bit sense as well, because they also have more deaths. But
Yeah,
it
for
seems
sure.
like both team medics are doing really good in their job. I think hydroponics is actually getting pushed right now very heavily by GOBs. And it seems like Bitter Gorge is gonna be safe.
Bitter Gorge is safe. I wouldn't even be surprised if Recursion says, you know, you can have hydroponics compound. We don't even care. It doesn't matter for the match. You can't capture Arzak Satcom in time. You can't capture Bitter Gorge back.
Oh, they can. It's a
It's their win.
2 minute cap on both Granite Hat and Satcom, but they need all 3 points. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, exactly. I think they feel comfortable right now.
Victory has not eluded us. Fight harder.
So yeah, what actually would be, I think, the winning play right now for Recursion is just go Slate Canyon even. There is no way. Then you basically make sure Bitter Gorge is secure. But maybe
Yeah,
actually,
Slate Canyon, and honestly just hold one of the points at the other two bases.
but yeah,
Granite Hat or
Recursion is gonna
Arzak.
try to defend this though. Just came in with one squad, dropped on the roof. But they're running in a good setup of GOBs. Without
Yeah, I
reinforcement, they're
definitely,
not gonna get this point. But yeah, we're gonna see as Recursion brought some maxes this time, doing a big push on door 3. On door 1, sorry. But GOBS is also holding very strong. I think they need to split themselves up between the doors. If you all push from one door, it's just not gonna work.
Nope, they got a long 30 seconds to hold here. We see Recursion armor on the road.
They push small, and I think GOBS is a bit surprised by this push.
Here comes a orbital coming out.
Yeah, the point is gonna become a reservoir
Destroys
pretty
Maxes.
soon. All the bodies flying up.
Maxes do go down for Goblins. That's going to change the tide here.
Yeah,
Points still flash, and there's tons of time. Gonna need some new beacons up if you're Recursion, though.
yeah, a lot of revive grenades coming up. I think both teams still have enough people on point to... It can flip to whatever side, but it seems like Recursion has more people on point right now. And a last second save from Recursion, very well done. Just a good, really good play by the medics as well, getting those res grenades in.
That's gotta feel good. Even though the match is won for Recursion, to defend this point, I mean, man. Just talk about rubbing salt in the wound. Here comes Goblins, good fighting on Dub's area, but they do go down to some nasty crossfire. Come right back up in medic fashion.
Yeah, GOBS is trying to push double here, but they're having a rough time as Recursion is in 50s holding them.
Yeah, I think we just crossed the 1 minute left mark though. I think this is fully defended. We're 1.5 minutes left.
Yeah, there's
shouldn't
no
speak too
way
soon.
they can take this back in time, and also there's no way for them to get any more bases. I think they're mainly playing for honor at this point.
Yes, it's a good fight. See, everyone's pretty much dead. They're just running from the
Yeah,
spawn room at this point.
GOBs just got in with a massive push on big, but I don't think it matters anymore.
Vano is with you.
We're gonna see if Recursion actually tries to push this back, or I think they're just enjoying the fight at this time, you know? Both teams know the fight is over, but they're still going all in on it. And basically Recursion pushing from where GOBs pushed on the 50s right now. The medics here are gaining surge though, with all these red snakes going off. And I actually wonder if, I think Recursion is gonna get back on this point again.
Yes, they are. Right before the end of this match, they do all deploy in and take this point back decisively.
Yeah, I think this was actually one of the best point fights we had for so far in the match, and overall it's been a really good match. Congrats to Recursion for winning this match, and GOBs as well. I think both teams played very strong. GOBs being very strong in the opener, and then Recursion fully pulling back.
Yes, congrats to Recursion. The rare 2,000 kill barrier has been surpassed. Very few matches a team reaches that, and even rarer probably is that the losing team crossed 1,500 or even 1,600 kills as well. So plenty of fragging going on today.
Yeah, we're gonna move over to the PSB team seek real quick, and we're gonna see if we can get anyone in for some interviews.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't have any powers to move myself, so maybe a friendly arrows or something could help us out. We will see.
Yeah, let me poke blocks real quick.
We're trying to get some interviews in for you guys. But I think both teams played wonderful. I think I was actually surprised by Recursion. It shows that how important their air dominance was. They pulled a few more people into the ground though. I feel in the mid game. But having
I think they played it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. I mean, I think they baited the nanite usage on the goblin side. They were able to win the air. They were able to get people around throughout the match. I mean, they kind of had us guessing for the first 20 minutes of, they're going down 6-3. It might be looking like a familiar story, but they got the job done.
We're gonna move to Discord real quick. Hello, 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure that the Discord is the TeamSpeak is actually captured, so you guys hear everything. Hello. You are from?
I am from Recursion. I am the platoon leader, force commander, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, first of all, congrats to you guys. I think it was one of the best games we saw so far on Emerald. I think the start was a bit rough for you guys, I think. Or how did it feel for you?
The start was definitely a bit rough. The immediate start I was pretty happy with as we split 1-1. But GOBs really was able to keep us out of the middle, and when they got the southern side base as well, and we went down 6-3. Other people might get a little scared, but I never doubted my people, not once.
I was gonna ask, was that ever part of the strategy that you guys thought, like, hey, let's bide our time. We know that we can push back if we're potentially, say, winning the air and have the logistics down.
Well, I don't want to say too much, as we still have 4 weeks left in the tournament, but I can say that we have thought about pretty much every possible map state and what we will do in it. Now, executing on that, of course, is much, much more difficult, but in this case, I think we did a good job.
Nice. Certainly fun to watch. I mean, every battle, I think you guys, like you said, you trusted your guys. Both teams did. And so many times, the 8 recursion versus the 8 goblins. Well, goblins was able to kill seven recursion, but the last one was still left standing, and it made all the difference. So I think you guys should be, very proud.
I am extremely proud of all of my people. They've put in a lot of work, and it showed tonight. That GOBS team, very, very dangerous. They have won a huge number of things. They beat us last year twice. And my goal going into this was just to do better than last year, but I think that my people went above and beyond.
Yeah, I think very well played by you guys. I think we also breached for the first time. I saw this Outfit Wars, the 2K cap being reached of kills.
Fascinating. I haven't seen any of the stats yet, but I'm sure they were cool.
Yeah, I doubt that that's been done anytime this season. I know it was done at one point last season, but it's pretty hard to breach that, especially with the losing team breaching 1600 as well. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, anybody you want to shout out, any of your guys you want to thank?
Well, last time I got asked that, I listed my squad leaders, and of course, once again, they are all fantastic. This time around, just to be a little different, I will say shout out to Zyros with 104 kills, top fragging in the match. Absolutely phenomenal. Laser, our primary logistics player, always with the buses, always with the killing of the spawns. Really just fantastic. And then I haven't actually confirmed this, but I will always say that Fiva, just doing so much work in the air. So non-squad leaders, of course, the squad leaders are extremely important as well.
Okay, I want to thank you very much for this interview. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming games, and I need to say, your team looks very strong. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. So Apollo, I think we're gonna wrap it up around here. Any last words coming from you?
No, I'm just excited for an action-packed week 4. I mean, last week at qualifiers, make it or break it. A lot of those brackets set up a single elimination on week 5. So be sure to tune in next week.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone that tuned in. I want to have a special thanks to Apollo as well for co-casting me, and with Errol's doing a lot of the background stuff. PSB, but of course providing us with the accounts to cast, and thank you all in chat, gifting and following. You guys were amazing, and I think we had an amazing match as well. See you guys next time.